Alright guys, welcome to the show. I hope you sat there, either fucking scantily clad or dressed in your World Around You branded clothing. If you're not, go to worldaroundyou.com, order yourself a t-shirt, listen to these shows, and then come back to these shows when you've got your t-shirt and listen to the show in your t-shirt. Anyway, I'll let you crack on with the show. And it's time for the Here's How. And this week, here's how to wheedle yourself onto an old woman's last will and testament. Knock on the door and tell them you could swear you saw their kid getting out of their car earlier on at the bottom of the drive, but you heard them answer the phone and say something like, "You know what? I'd much rather do that. I'm on my way." Start weeding the garden for them, removing all of the weeds from the stones, and ask nothing in return. Even when she tries to offer you a hot drink, tell her that you don't really need anything from her, and that her children should be doing this for her, but you don't mind since your parents are dead. Tell her it's sort of therapeutic for you and helps you feel connected to them. When she asks, "Did you used to do gardening together?" tell her that they just used to make you bury the still warm cigarette dimps in the stones of your garden. Set up a speaker nearby the room that they're unaware of. Then set off a sound of a loud scream, then of a woman's scream, and then hammer on the door until they answer, telling them that you were worried about them and that you're just glad they're okay. Tell them that if there's anything they need, they can just ring you. If they ever call you on the phone, flirt with them. Tell them that they've got a really pretty phone voice and that you would never have known it was them if you hadn't saved the number. Neg them a bit, and a little bit, and saying that the voice sounds quite husky in person. That, don't get me wrong, they're both sexy in their own way, but you just sound beautiful on the phone. Order them takeaways that they never asked for, telling them that you think it's wrong that their husband doesn't cook for her. She should be allowed to try new things, maybe something a little spicier, maybe something more colourful. Convince her that she shouldn't be getting on the bus anymore. Spin tales about rapists and thieves in the area. Talk her out of getting in a car. Make her entirely dependent on you for travelling around. Who knows? You might even get a car before she dies if she doesn't feel like she needs it anymore. Don't be too over the top and obvious with it, Play the long game. Be insidious, little hints here and there, Did you hear about that woman being followed home? She came home and was like, I was walking home and this guy followed me. Did you know that there was a survey and we have the most daytime drunk drivers in our postcode in the country? There was a man that held up that bus the other day. Did you hear about that? It's just like we've gone into the Wild West at the minute. Eventually, after a year or two, she might start asking for lifts. She'll be a nervous wreck, and now you can start to help her out. You're her lifeline. She'd be very ungrateful to not consider leaving you at least a house plant or something after she's carked it. Marry into the family, marry the child. You've seen a house you like the look of that belongs to an old woman with an only child, or maybe with a grandchild a similar age to you who's the only grandchild she has. Marry them and play that long game. Start fostering children left and right, and then knock on elderly people's homes in your area who live near to you and say, you couldn't look after me nephew, could you? My sister's done it again and I've got to go help her out. One of them's bound to think you're a great guy and think that you deserve a break in life and might decide to leave you something nice in the will. Set up a class for photography aimed at the elderly. Then have them all stripped naked and sign a release form. But within that form, have a clause that say they include you within the dispersal of their estate when they die. Start yourself up a little cat charity and send flyers around areas with lots of bungalows. Some spiteful grannies might decide to leave all their worldly possessions to the charity, and then you can take a large percentage of that because you're the CEO of the organisation. And that's the end of this week's Here's How. Thanks for listening, man. If you enjoyed the show, you should probably go and try Truth Seeking. That's TROOF Seeking. As in like SEEKING, not like a fucking type of helicopter. But it's me and Jimmy Budd, a comedian from the UK, from England, like me. Don't know why I'm saying it like that. Either way though, go and fucking have a listen. You can find one or two in the feed for this. There's the Crop Duster, but there's should be by the point you're listening to this, at least 15 episodes going out for Truth Seeking. So you might enjoy that, mate, and fucking leave a review on here and that. Leave a comment if you've watched it on YouTube. And if you do have YouTube as well, you can actually watch some of these you can have them playing on a loop with my cartoon playing on a loop whilst you listen to 4 or 5 episodes of it. So, you know, maybe throw that on at night time or something, because that might help as well, because that might mean I can eventually monetize my YouTube. Anyway, fucking thanks for listening, man. I'll see you in a bit.